Ooh, I got good light back here facing this way. My lighting in here is, well, let's just say I need to replace half the bulbs. Anyway, I wanted to show you something today. I recently took apart a 5 horsepower motor to salvage the magnet wire. To actually use the magnet wire, not just whack it off and recycle it. So I wanted to show you how much magnet wire is in this particular 5 horsepower motor. This motor was actually a very old motor. I don't actually know what gauge this is. It looks like probably about I'm gonna say between 16 and 17 by the looks of the other stuff I've seen, had, measured. Now, this is the interesting thing. I've got a scale right here that you can't see. Hold on, let me get it zoomed in for you. Whoops, there goes my chair. Alright, so I'm going to lightly set this magnet wire just right on top of here. I've got it zeroed out. Just going to try to kind of hold it here. It should be right at about 500. If I kind of let it balance. It's about 500. 500 grams, okay? So that right there is 500 grams. So here's the real question. Oh, wrong way. So here's the real question. How much wire is in this particular 5 horsepower motor? Let me show you. Including this one. See if I can even pick these up. About this much. No, I'm not kidding. This all came out of one 5 horsepower motor. Now you might ask me how long it took. It took about an hour a coil. About 12 hours. And that's because I had a little learning curve on how to get this one out. Every motor is a little different. And since this was an old motor, it was built a little different. And the epoxy that is on here actually is very, very good. The magnet wire itself, these bugs are loud. The magnet wire itself is actually very, very good. The epoxy is really, really nice on there. And then the stuff that they baked on there will come off fairly easy. And I'm going to run it through my magnet wire straightener cleaner. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I'll put these links in the description. If you'd also like to see me and how I actually did such a thing, I have it filmed. I didn't film this one, but I filmed one in the past. And it kind of gives you a brief description. Now I'm going to give you a little hint. This magnet wire is actually so thick that instead of trying to pull the little slips out that are inside the core, you can actually grab the magnet wire and pull them cores out with the magnet wire. I only did that on a couple of them, but I should have done that on all of them, because that's actually what took the most time. Now unfortunately I did nick up some of these. There's a few of these that are nicked up really bad to the point where I can't use them. But that was a learning curve on trying to get this stuff out. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you a brief description and brief summary of how much magnet wire you can actually get out of such a device. Now I actually have another motor sitting over here in the corner that I'm going to be taking apart, and maybe I can film that one. I'm not sure. I'll show you what it looks like. I think it's a 3 horsepower. It's kind of tucked way over here in the corner, but it'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. See if we can get in here with some light. See the magnet wire tucked away in there? Now a lot of these you can't get apart. They're pretty much to the point where you can't get the epoxy off and it's not worth your effort. But for the most part, you don't know until you try. And I tried this one and I actually almost gave up on it. I really did. I almost gave up on this one and decided that I was going to let her eat and try it anyway. Don't give up. Don't give up. And I'm glad I didn't, because I just gained myself about $120 plus of magnet wire. Yeah, it's not perfect. Probably got a few nicks here and there, but most of the time when you wrap a coil, these wires aren't going to touch each other in the exact same spot that you've got 1 or 2, 3, maybe 4 nicks in one of these wires. So I'm not concerned. You can always check those things with a meter and get a megger and actually run a high voltage across it and see if you have a short. But there you go. Just wanted to share with you guys how much magnet wire you can get out of one 5 horsepower motor. Granted, I've only been able to successfully take about 3 motors apart. All of the rest of them, I'd say about 15, just couldn't get them apart. But by grabbing the wire and pulling out those sleeves, that'll help you out a lot, because if you grab the beginning part of the wire, this part here, if you grab the beginning part and you ruin the first 2 feet of wire, who cares? As long as you can get those cores out of there, it doesn't matter. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Russ with RWG Research here. Use your resources and check the description. I'll link a page to my website that'll have a bunch of other really good information. And some of you were asking me what kind of solvent I use on these. I saw a guy wrote a comment, maybe 2 of them, but I know one for sure said if you let these sit out in the sun and bake, you might even be able to throw them in your oven, although I wouldn't try it, you'll actually harden the softened sticky tape, and you'll get it off a lot easier. The other thing that I use is a parts cleaner. Usually I'll bring them to work and I'll throw them in the parts cleaner and just let them sit for about 3 or 4 days, come back later, and they're pretty much ready to go. They come apart, then you gotta dunk them back in there for another 2 or 3 days after you unwrap the tape. It's a little tedious. You might be able to use, I don't think I have any, like a mineral spirits or something like that. The enamel on this magnet wire, usually, unless you have some weird magnet wire, you don't have a problem with actually putting chemicals on this stuff. If you're using like an acid, that's a bad idea. Don't use acid. Use some sort of a mineral spirits. I'm not sure what else would work on the tape. Acetone, a few other things possibly. I haven't tried the acetone, but I know the parts cleaner is slow, but it takes the sticky stuff off. But I'd say mineral spirits or something would work better. I do have some of this, which I know I've also used in the past, and it does work. But what you really want to try to do is get yourself a 5-gallon bucket. Alright, get a 5-gallon bucket and take some of that and pour it in there. Make sure it will not eat away the plastic. And then take your coils and dunk them down in there. You only need about this much to get that coil under that solvent, and just let it sit for a day or 2, and then you can take it off. And then what I normally do is, once I actually get this magnet wire unwrapped, I will take like a paper towel and actually grab the wire and just pull down with a paper towel like that a couple times and actually get all the sticky stuff off. It straightens the wire. Then I just, have it straightened out, and I usually will hold it like this and just, now I'll show you. Basically I'll take a coil like this. I'll go down in my basement and I'll just walk around the basement, and I'll actually unwrap it like this. I'll tie this onto something, and then I'll just start walking, and I'll slowly untangle it one little bit at a time like this. Just start walking around. You can also do it out in your yard or something, but you can get some grass and stuff in there. But I just walk this whole coil around the garage or the lab or the house, the basement, wherever you can find to walk around where nobody's going to bother it, and then come back with a spool on a drill, okay, like this, and get just a spool on a piece of all thread or something, and just go real slow and just walk behind where you went, and just walk wherever you went with the coil. That's what I do to make this happen. I'm all tangled up. This actually comes in pairs. This was a parallel, like a bifilar winding. There's 2 wires. So once I get this all straightened out, I'll have to come back and straighten that out. That's going to be a trick. Anyway, I just really wanted to show you. I was seriously impressed. A lot of work, but I got it. I might use some of this in my pulse motor build-off. This is some pretty heavy gauge. So there you go. Use your resources, guys. Peace and love to you. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye! Oh, by the way, Oh, that's some great footage. Doot doot doot. That's right. God bless you guys. Have a good day.
In this video I'm going to show you how the free energy engine can be used as a free energy generator and creator of electricity. In my previous videos I showed you, on YouTube I showed you how this free energy engine works. It is working on a very simple principle of magnets disc attraction. I put the magnets on this rotation part. I use very strong neodymium magnets. When I put it closer to this rotation part, it is causing the rotation. When I put it off, the rotation is not working. Once again, okay, the rotation is not working now. Now I would like to show you how we can use this free energy engine as a free energy generator. We will put in this bulb, but first I would like to show you the bulb. I use the bulb that is operating on a very small amount of electricity. It's enough for this standard battery. I used this bulb with LED because this is generating only small amount of electricity and so that it is visible. Okay. Now we'll try to put this bulb on these wires to connect it, and we can try, okay, it's connected, we can try the experiment. We will start the rotation. Okay, it's rotating already, and now I will put this wire here. Okay, we can see it is lighting. When I put it off, it is not lighting. Once again, you can put it here. When we put the magnet, when we put the magnet here, okay, you can see it's operating. If we add the magnet here, it will rotate forever and we can have the never-ending lighting. Okay, this is it for today. Thanks for your attention.